Okay, it is December 10th, Saturday at 5:15 p.m. on the East Coast. And quick update, just let me get the disclaimer out of the way. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own research. Thank you. Let me get that out of the way real quick. So it's been since November 23rd, about 2 weeks or 17 days since I did my last update. Not much has changed, but I want to go over a couple of things real quick. Not much has changed on the Million Token website. So we'll close that out. The million pull is at 9.43%. Tech Lead posted like 5,000 tokens about 17 days ago into the pool at like half the rate to extend it, so it still lasts like 60 days. And here's your 5,000 here 17 days ago. That was posted by Tech Lead into the staking pool. And so I think it'll last about another 43 days. So that'll be January 22nd, Sunday, give or take a day or so, I guess, maybe. But by the end of January, the pool should run dry, and I think that'll be it. I don't think Tech Lead has the tokens anymore to keep filling that staking pool up. So a big thank you to Tech Lead for doing that. And I think he also posted some million token into the liquidity pool for those that are providing liquidity or farming. No new proposals, so everything's quiet there. Haven't seen a new proposal posted in a long time. Some wallets I'm watching. You remember that old AC82? Now it's the B618 wallet. It's got 19,000. I remember he was holding on for the long time of like 23,000 tokens, so a little more than 2% of the supply. So I took a look at it today. He's transferring a few tokens into other wallets and then selling them off. He sold 2,000 3 days ago, and before that 1,000 17 days ago. So he's trickling off a couple thousand here and there every so many days. So adding some selling pressure to the price. And this is the Gate.io wallet with 27,000. Every couple months, they have this massive influx. All these tokens here that were posted like 16 to 12 days ago. They're bought up on Uniswap, whatever, with bots and stuff. So as Gate.io scoops them up cheap there, maybe they might be selling them high on the gate or whatever. But you see the flow go out of Gate.io and then back in Gate.io every few months. So right now it's back topped off at 27,656, which is probably where it was. I think it's actually a little more. I think last time they had like 26,000 or 25,000, but before that, the first cycle they had like over 50,000. So they slowed down half, I think, but they may have picked up a little bit more since this last cycle. Nothing major. Something I did catch my eye a few days ago was Million Token did go below $1 on the Binance Smart Chain. So just a refresher, the dollar's pegged only on the Ethereum blockchain. Okay, so it could go lower on probably things like the Polygon network or the Binance Smart Chain network or the Avalanche network. Those are probably the three other major popular networks. So I don't think there's too much going on in Avalanche, but the liquidity is just not there. So somebody was trying to sell like over almost 1,000 tokens all at once on the Binance Smart Chain. And so what happens is the bots pick it up cheap. They transferred over to the Ethereum network and then they sold. I saw one wallet do that. It had like 400 tokens or something. So if you're thinking, if you've got a lot of tokens on, the Polygon network or the Binance Smart Chain, just use a bridge and transfer those over. I mean, if you've got your million token on Binance Smart Chain, I think the fee was like the price of 4 million token gets deducted as a fee. So that would be like $8 at today's price about. But you would have gotten a lot more for your money rather than just dumping it all at once. So I think that we still have some novice people out there that don't understand liquidity. So if you're selling a whole lot at once, you want, or buying for that matter, you want to be doing that on the Ethereum blockchain. But if you're buying a whole lot, let's say on the Binance Smart Chain, you're going to push the price up a lot, like this giant wick here, because the liquidity is just not there. So look up liquidity, find out what that is, and save yourself some money. But as far as I'm concerned, we're hovering around $2, give or take, depending upon what day it is. So, uh, been watching the World Cup soccer. So congratulations to the top 4 teams. We got Argentina and Croatia playing on Tuesday at 2:00, and then on Wednesday you got France and Morocco playing. Wednesday at 2:00 also, and then you've got the third place on Saturday at 10:00 in the morning, and then Sunday you've got the finals at 10:00 in the morning. So we had some really exciting games, Friday and today, Saturday. And the people that have these Roar NFTs that have the soccer jerseys, they've been getting NFTs for their teams as their teams move on into the brackets, and it's been a lot of fun and a good distraction from this bear market. So real quick, Bitcoin, these yellow lines here are just my buy orders. So this might be a review from the last video I did. I had something similar above this purple line on this moving average where it found support twice. I had my limit orders all filled. So it was time for me to make new limit orders. And I'm thinking if it goes down another leg within the next week or so, I want to be ready. And if the price falls, I'll just have my limit orders filled automatically. And so, we're approaching December 15th in about 5 days, mid-December. And that's when I kind of feel like the bottom is typically in for these Bitcoin cycles. And we might still have some more selling pressure in the next week or so because of taxes. People are sitting on losses on crypto. They could sell and buy back and write off those losses. And I think there's some people out there that still haven't done that yet. So right now, I think my strategy is I'm going to still wait another week, maybe 5 days or so, and then see where the price is. But if I think if it's going sideways or something, I think I might change these limit orders. I might take half my capital and just buy. And then, because I want to, if the bottom is in a week, I want to, not sit on all this capital. And then, I'll keep a little bit of dry powder, if in case the price goes down. But if we're in a recession and like the stock market goes down, 50% from the highs, we're going to be looking at levels back when the S&P 500 is at the coronavirus levels. So, I'm pretty sure we'll probably come down to this other next moving average, cyan moving average here or lower. We still haven't seen an 84% drop from Bitcoin's highs, which we normally do for a bear market. But so let's take a look at the S&P 500 real quick. So last time I did a video, I think we were heading up to these resistance levels of the top of the downward channel or the resistance here, and we hit those levels, and it looks like we're coming down. As far as I'm considered, we're still in a downtrend, and we've got these gaps to fill here. We don't have to fill them, but generally, gaps get filled. Now, that's if we feel these bottom gaps down here, that's like a 52% drop. But if you zoom out since March of 2009, 13 years, we've been in this slow upward channel, and we dipped back in it here in October of this year. We could come back down to these levels. I mean, if we didn't have this giant pump of money because of the pandemic, we would be, right on course. Basically, we're still actually above the channel here. So, that to me means, lower, prices will come back down. The only reason we went up, it was because the Federal Reserve was kind of had this dovish talk saying they weren't going to raise interest rates as quickly, but they were going to still raise interest rates to, help with the inflation. So when that sinks into people, I'm sure the market will come back down. But, if we're lucky, if you're looking to buy cheap Bitcoin, maybe we'll come back down to these lower levels at the very least, even though we're significantly above the gaps, but we can come back down from the highs to here. That's a 30% correction from the highs. But, we could have lower prices for Bitcoin if the crypto doesn't break away from the stock market. But I'm not sure if we're going to fill these really low levels of, 50%, if we've got elections coming up, maybe the Fed will pivot sooner. I've watched some people like George Gammon and Andre Giggs, they make me believe that maybe interest rates will continue to, be increased in small increments up until maybe of March of next year. So, we could see downward pressure on prices of assets, stock market and crypto, um, for the next couple months. So I do want to have some dry powder ready. But, if the Bitcoin whales decide to, dive in come mid-December or January, you know, crypto could rebound pretty quickly because I think it, if there's any type of market that can separate from the stock market, it would be Bitcoin. So I'll just hammer out some charts in a moment. Just keep in mind the big picture is, we're still above this 13-year trend line. We can dip back in it, come down to lower it. We'll just, keep an eye on what Jerome Powell says, inflation, and have a strategy and stick to it. So the charts from Into the Cryptoverse, which is I'm a member of, I'll just, go through these real quick. Bitcoin historic risk levels, so, where are we? We're down here now, but we were down at lower levels here. So, this just is a chart that says we could see lower levels. I know I see a lot of charts about the SOPR, and generally, and I've said months ago in my previous videos, like when the population, 50% or no more of the people that own Bitcoin are at a loss is usually when things turn around. And we're kind of at that point right now. However, again, Bitcoin's never seen a stock market recession. So, and I've said that too. Like you could throw all the rules out the window. When the market turns around, maybe Bitcoin will turn around. So again, that's why I try to have some dry powder on the side, but I'm not going to have a whole lot of dry powder come mid-December, because if we go down for another year in a recession, that's going to give you a whole year buying time of dollar cost averaging, and I'm just going to do that. I'm going to do dollar cost average because I don't want to have a lot of capital on an exchange that might go down, like FTX did. Right. Or, I don't know what else is going to be. And, I'll talk about that real quick. So, Corey from Swan, he was in a podcast with Peter McCormick, and he thinks crypto.com could be the next one to go down. And we've seen some strange things between crypto.com and Gate.io, moving ETH back and forth, with the Merkle tree and everything. And in his opinion, crypto.com is not sustainable. And I'm watching these World Cup matches, and I see Crypto.com advertisements all over the place on those billboards along the soccer field, right? That's got to cost a lot of money. And where does that money coming from? It's coming from the fees that they're collecting. But so that's got me kind of worried. Will Crypto.com go bankrupt this cycle? I don't know. But according to Corey, it's just a matter of time. And another thing I noticed when I was signing into my Coinbase account, they have this new advanced trading thing, so the Coinbase Pro is no more. It's now, I guess, called advanced trading, but I'm trying to get used to it. And I see all these ads popping up on my screen about, yield or earn this 5% and 6% or whatever it was. And I'm like, man, if Coinbase is doing this, they're going to get sucked into this whole yield earning thing. And that's what brought down, like Celsius, right? And Corey is right about Celsius too. So Corey is batting like 1,000 as far as calling out the fraudsters out there. So I think there could be more bloodshed if like crypto.com goes down, if it has, I don't like seeing Coinbase being a big exchange trying to promise yield. I don't like that. Look what happened with was it Gemini? Genesis, whatever the Winklevoss twins exchanges. So, the exchanges I like with good reputation now, I think, are going to be Kraken. But, they invest a lot in security. Corey at Swan seems to be, legit. Like he's basically saying, look, I can't give you my investors that earn because, I don't have the money for it. So it makes me a little worried when I see Coinbase having all this stuff. So when I see that and these crypto.com ads on the World Cup, I'm like, where's all this money coming from? Right? So if it's not your keys, not your coins, get your money off the exchanges. If you're dollar cost averaging, do it a little bit at a time. Or I think what I'm going to do is, if I want to buy something, I'll just send money over to Coinbase and then buy it then. And then transfer it to my wallet when the money clears. because I don't want to have thousands of dollars sitting on the exchange if I don't have to. So those are some other things I was, I just don't like the atmosphere around exchanges. With Celsius, FTX, I don't know what exchange is going to be next, but this whole thing with SBF, he's not in jail yet. The media is being really soft on him, and if he's not going to see, prison, then this is just going to continue, and the governments are going to just allow it. Maybe this is their way of controlling their narrative of how crypto's bad because they're allowing it anyway. So next chart, price color coded by risk. We're back in this cyan color. Could we go to dark blue again? Most certainly. Yeah, we can. We haven't done a dark blue twice. We had a little bit of touch here at higher prices, but this can show you that we could go to a dark blue before we go up. So, it may not happen. Maybe the bottom was already in, but I'm going to wait at least another week before I change my limit orders. This is the running ROI, and you can see the bottom here was at these levels, and we're not at those levels back where we were in 2019. So, we're getting so close to the end of the year. I would think that we'd be at lower levels. So, I'm kind of scratching my head. I'm not sure if we're going to get these lower levels, but if every time the Bitcoin price will go make a new lower low, I'm automatically buying. And if it doesn't, I just hodl, and the worst is behind me. This is the Bitcoin percentage of supply, profit and loss. We was talking about this where, when the loss, more people are at a loss than profit, is when the bottom's typically in. And 2015, it was, we were in this mess here for a while. In 2019, we weren't in it very long. Maybe we won't be in it very long this time around also. But you can see the profit to loss was much greater back in 2019, the spread. And so that leads me to believe I could see maybe more people holding Bitcoin need to be at a loss. Well, multiple 2019, we're at these lower levels here, and we could still be at lower levels. Same with 2015. Same. So, we didn't hit those super, super low levels. Do we need to? No. But it would be nice to see it and then, bet heavy. But if it doesn't happen, that's why I'm just hodling it out. And then with new capital I make from my job, I'll dollar cost average with limit orders or whatever. But eventually, if we keep going up, I'm not buying any more Bitcoin or crypto. I don't think I'm going to just hodl it out and then retire, hopefully. So this is the spent SOPR. Let's see where the levels were back in 2019, way down here. The coronavirus pandemic was here, and you could say you could draw a line mentally, connecting these three dots, and it's a straight line. Maybe we don't come down and see, lower lows. Maybe the low lows are getting higher, but again, the whole atmosphere of the Fed, probably trying to suppress asset prices, raising interest rates, curb inflation. But I'm telling you, I heard some strange, I don't think it's true, but this is what I read somewhere, where like 20% of Americans have taken out a loan out of their 401k. I find that very hard to believe. But if that's the case, I mean, there's a lot of pain going on in America as far as, making ends meet. So I'm hoping the Fed won't want to suppress prices too much. They're going to say, they don't want to put us in a recession, but of course they're going to say that, but they really want to. But anyway, so the last chart, net unrealized profit, NUPO. Let's see where we were back in 2019 at these levels here. The pandemic levels here. You can kind of say we're, making higher lows. Because in the previous bear market, 2015, we're at these levels. I'm not learning a lot from this chart, but we could come down lower. We're kind of in between the pandemic levels and the 2019 bear market levels. So, for me, I would be very, 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 very surprised if we don't come back down into this channel. Very surprised. So, you know, I'm gonna just set my orders, limit orders for another week. It might take us until, you know, how long would it take us to? That'd be about, yeah, end of December maybe, before we get into these lower levels here. Can we break out? We could, but I just don't see that happening, especially if we have these gaps down here. I can't remember last time we didn't fill a gap for the S&P 500. So, you know, some people looking at Bitcoin, you know, these moving averages here. We've got this box down here too that could be a good buying zone between, you know, wow, is that like 11,000 to 12,000? Man, if the stock market takes a 50% dump back to the pandemic levels, we could be at those levels, perhaps. I'm not sure, but you know, it'd be nice to get these limit orders filled between these two moving averages, which I don't think anybody's really talking about. So that moving average, that cyan average is around, you know, just under 14,000, and I've got a couple limit orders just below that in case it wicks down below it. But yeah. So I'm not really watching prices so much or the markets. I'm watching the World Cup. Kind of want to just sit this bear market out in a little bit and then hodl it once it goes up. And that's my plan. So if you like this content, give me a like, subscribe, comment down below, and please share. Thank you.